Welcome, Goblin and Goblinettes of the Goblin Army, to the Rapidfire Cannon episode. Did you really think I could stay away from this stupid game? Well, I did, and I was absolutely wrong. 30 games diligently played by a 30-year-old to achieve nothing more but 30 LP. You've heard that right. All those games were played just to lodge myself deeper and deeper into Gold 1. Are you ready for the roller coaster? We start in the bot lane on Ashe. The usual invade pathing nets us 2 freebies, then our Vladimir picks off the enemy Singed and we score 2 more free kills. 5-0 under 3 minutes. We discovered that some members on our team aren't keen on team play a bit later, with our jungler Kayn just basing while we want Dragon. The bot lane is going more than smoothly, with us bullying not only Vel'Koz and Senna, but also the Viego on occasion. We're the main threat on our team and everyone else is starting to realize it. To say that our Kayn was a fish out of water would be a disgrace and great offense to drowning fishes. Isn't that right, Fizz? So when it finally comes down to it, we started super strong, but due to the inability of our jungler and mid laner to play their champs and roles, we were on the high road to defeat. Which came not long after. So we moved to greener pastures, to Volibear in the jungle. Despite my unfamiliarity with the champion, I am familiar with the jungle role at least to some extent. Enemy jungler top, time to take the dragon. Myself and Nocturne trade camps and find each other in a skirmish with our mid laners. Thanks to the Ahri, I score a double. Sadly, the dragon still doesn't go as smoothly as that fight. I'll get the next one available, but Nocturne is doing his part, snagging the Herald in a close 50-50 and the Atakan later to even out the game. Despite the toxicity, Ahri took great advantage of the early ganks and had become unstoppable. It is thanks to her that we won so many fights and got in the position to not only take the lead of the game, but win it. I finally give a try to Sylas jungle, a pick that I've lost so much to. The level 1 Fiesta is chaotic and uncoordinated. We lose one and soon enough a second one. I really want to even out the score, but my chains hit Nidalee instead of Jax. As usual, I sneak over the wall and stealthily do the dragon. It's the least I can do. But when I try to rotate to the Void Grubs, I fall for the oldest trick in the book. And so does Malzahar. Thanks to the absolute Chad that is Bard, we muscle the enemy team away from the dragon and take it for ourselves. Not much later, we find Jax on the blue, take him down, and take Rift Herald. After another dragon, we converge bot lane for a teamfight that nets us 4 kills and no deaths. Having Cassiopeia's ultimate, I flirt for a re-engage which gives us ultimately 2 additional kills and the Atakan. With the Dragon Soul secured, it's only a matter of time and kills before the enemy decides to surrender. Definitely not Blitzcrank, definitely not bot lane. More level 1 shenanigans find me having to bear my misfortune dying to the enemy Kai'Sa for first blood. I trade, then masterfully bait the cat into a very hungry wolf. The teleport comes in the wake of a roam top for the Void Grubs, and my arrival is timely as I am not here to aid the misfortune. Regarding the enemy bot lane, I don't even know what to say besides fool me once, fool me twice. We sort of discover how fed is the enemy Darius and how much we need anti-heal. Like seriously, even if the Yuumi doesn't know what she's doing, we're in huge trouble. Once we get the opportunity to play for Atakan, we get collapsed. My Ignite and a team effort finally take down the Darius, and after giving chase to the Rengar, we secure Atakan thanks to a borrowed smite from yours truly. A very clever Deathbush gets us the Rengar pick right before Dragon Soul. We take the dragon and score 3 easy kills, one on the Darius, before circling cross map to take the Baron. That lead ultimately nets us the win after taking the Elder Dragon. Vayne AD carry is up next. I'ma keep this one sharp. We don't do much. Karma commits here and takes the kill. Me and Jhin dance at low health until I misplay and give him the kill. From then on it was downhill. Really badly so. This only kill didn't even feel deserved. The difference between the Karma and the Thresh wasn't big, but my support wasn't on the same page as me, and that's without mentioning the jungle gap. Objectively would say that I played poorly and I should look at my own performance, but personally I feel like I didn't get to play at all. It wasn't only me, but the team as a whole that lost the game. Brand support in an extremely questionable draft. The logistics are that I'm the singular AP damage in a team filled with AD carries, and we're paired against a very scary team comp as our opponent. Naturally, we're behind to start, but hanging in there. Even though our edges are rough, there are diamonds to be found if we get to scale to our potential. Sadly, I realized early in the game that I'd have to suicide to give space to the others to bring it home, despite some trades here and there. The enemy plays for Baron, but get interrupted, with fights breaking everywhere topside, leaving only myself and the Cho'Gath as the sole survivors. After losing a dragon, Kindred does the miracle and steals the Baron. Sadly, everyone except Caitlyn loses their life, and the Sheriff is not empowered by Baron. The game is long and dragged out, with another 2 Barons, 5 inhibitors, and 3 dragons going down. We've scaled and are ready for the decisive teamfight. Alright, same lane, different role with Ezreal. My Morgana is really good at what she's doing, pressuring the enemy bot lane for both kills and objectives. Wukong is doing really well too. I'm allowed to scale and our pushing power far outmatches the enemy, aside a few oopsies here and there. The real star of the show is the Wukong, and this game is the perfect example of jungle div. To be honest, this was a team div, and I was there just for stat padding and the easy LP. So this Aksham pick was a bit of a bait, as if that were the main problem. It started out really well. A roam bot gets us kills and dragon, then a skirmish around mid nets us 2 more kills, enough to put us ahead. Or so I thought. Turns out Hui not only can deal with anything ever conceived, but he is also much further ahead than me. Garen isn't fun either. The game boils down to me not understanding what the hell Hui does, Garen setting up a top lane permapush, and the enemy Kai'Sa getting a tad out of control. In retrospect, this feels like the previous Ezreal game, but with roles reversed and me being on the losing side this time. An OG Red Baron Corki pick. The start sees me and my Karma enjoy a collection of Nunu rolling snowballs right to the chin. The worst part? We just had to take it. Like he's really camping us. Do you think he's a fan? Maybe a subscriber of the channel? I mean, after that play, he's definitely a subscriber. Given the Nunu was bot constantly, that means he wasn't at objectives, so the Kayn was having a field day. Once a couple of items are in the bag, we scramble for a clean ace. The enemy team responds with Baron. The buff is very short-lived, but a bad fight later the enemy secures another Baron and a dragon, despite us taking their top and bottom inhibitors. The game deciding play ended up being this beautifully timed reflect from the Mel, but we traded a clean 4-for-4 anyway. While the rest was having a go in mid lane, I just snuck into the enemy base. I'm blessed with another AD carry game on Jhin. Slow and methodical is the name of this game, with Nautilus setting up decent engages which I luckily cash in thanks to item difference. We not only pick our fights well and cash in on kills and objectives, but also bully the enemy solo laners into falling behind. As well as this Ashe. I personally chucked this up to a comp div. Our CC layering is too much for the mobile champions on the enemy team, and we are just steamrolling every engagement. Turns out jungle Nasus stacks much better than lane Nasus, so once the dog decides that the game is done, the game is done. Top lane Garen. Okay. Let's speedrun this. The timer starts now. I get counterpicked and killed level 1. My Jarvan comes for a pathetic gank and scores a kill, no assist for me. My lane gets frozen, Jarvan thinks it's my fault and comes for another pathetic gank. We break the freeze, I get ganked, imagine that. Jarvan whiffs again and dies to the Rengar. I trade a kill but Vayne makes off with a double and double buffs. I die 2 more times, then Jarvan comes for yet another pathetic gank. The Vayne talks and tilts him. We collapse the talker and send him packing whilst the Corki is going crazy. We lose mid inhibitor, Vayne continues rage baiting. I rage bait the rage baiter, we lose Baron. We survive the siege and claw back until this fight. Most die, I get flame profusely, we lose, and time. Vi in the jungle, very similar story this game as well. Early gank, unlucky timing, unfortunate circumstances, and death. Kayle is now done with me and will hold the grudge until the end of the game. The usual stealth drag. Kayle is losing it while I collapse bot for a double. Kayle continues to talk big shit while we're fighting for our lives and the dragon. We lose both. This Kayle continues to yap despite being as impactful as wet cardboard. We somehow yoink this dragon. Kale finally gets her degree in yapping from Yale. I'm honestly getting second-hand tilt just from rewatching and editing this game, so we'll cut to the chase. Kale griefed and tilt pushed the whole game. We lost. Next, Lucian AD carry. If you see my name in the loading screen, don't sleep level 1. That aside, the lane interaction has us favored to pressure for kills, with our Evelynn being the classic league player. Everyone's fault but theirs. Alas, we're building a lead despite setbacks here and there. That's our mid laner, doing the void grubs. Yeah, Evelynn is really challenged. Despite the rocky relations with our jungler and rough laning phase, we're putting some gold together. The fact that the enemies are greedy for kills over objectives definitely helps us get back into the game. Unrelenting pressure cracks 2 of the enemy inhibitors. I greed for a pick and pay for it with my life, but get to witness beautiful teamwork from the 2 angelic sisters. From there we use the Evelynn as bait and take Baron Nashor before simply marching into the enemy base for the win. The Prodigal Explorer in the same role. Early game is rough for me, but good for the rest of the team. Our Akali is of the classic league player cloth, but I call them out on their BS despite them being on the warpath with everyone but themselves. My Qs chunk the enemies enough to delay Atakan and allow for the cavalry to arrive, and help us win the fight and the objective, despite losing some members here and there. I help maneuver a really tight team fight that gets us to Baron, but indecisiveness and fear give enough time for the enemy team to return and chase us down. I recall as I watch my teammates die. Next time we get around to it, we wait for Karma to return from Brazil. We get caught on the Kiana ult and the enemy scores an easy Baron. Our luck finally runs dry after Dragon Soul. Akali runs it, as does Warwick and Shen, and eventually me. Somehow, my build was the problem. Jhin the Virtuoso. So it's gonna be one of those games, huh? One of them party games. My greatest engagement in this game was firing artillery alongside the Zerath, often at the enemy trash. 1 kill steal here, some moral support for the Atakan, another kill steal there, some horrible calls which I'm glad my team ignores, and some great calls which I'm glad my team follows. We net the Baron from the pick, and then we kinda just end the game. I'm blessed with a bot lane streak as I take the cow. I sort of forget what champion I'm playing and against what champions I'm playing. This one's wholeheartedly on me. After dying again and coming back with a burning vengeance, my Jax and the enemy mastery are having a go. In my eyes this was the right play, but obviously Mr. Grandmaster over here was of a diverging opinion. That ended up being the theme for the game. No matter how well or poorly I'd read or play the Sitch, we die, I get flamed, FF15. This is the only good play. That's it. Bear in mind, this fine son of a good mother dares flaming. What an eloquent imbecile. Anyways, yeah, we sucked, it was bad, Jax deserved to lose, so we lost. He even made me lose my cool for a moment, but we don't argue with the less intelligent, they will bring you down to their level and beat you with experience. Haven't played Kindred basically since her release. I'll go deep for a moment. This was the game that actually triggered my old league habits. This game I actually lost it. It was not pleasant, and it even made me reconsider this challenge as a whole. By 15 minutes I have a single mark, but thankfully the enemy Nautilus had also lost it and had gone AFK. There is a way, there is a chance. Thanks to a good fight and several bounties, we're getting back into it. I know, honorless 4v5 win. That's right, despite an enemy ace and a lost inhibitor, having a whole ass other person makes a huge difference on the map and eventually leads us to secure the Baron and slowly but surely the game. AP Twitch. probably my favorite pick this series. The game starts with an interesting skirmish on the flashless auction, then an equally int flash from the milieu. The next 15ish minutes has my team having fun and me Wing the wave. Oh, and dying to Evelyn. The fights are slow and methodical in typical AP Twitch fashion. The slow on the Venom cask gives trouble to the enemy team comp, and smooth execution nets us a bunch of kills and the Baron with added scare factor. The game is rough, as even one small misstep can put me in a very awkward situation and with no way out. We're overall behind, but our gold is in the right places. The key play is my read on this rotation, and the 2 flashes burn with the help of Darius. I knew they wanted to do Baron. Evelyn is caught with no escape and dunked, and once my W is on the worm, that has to be the most awkward and delayed win I've gotten this series. Back on my main Lucian. This game is all about my team and none about me. Sure, I get a kill here and there and assist on objectives, but I'll get slapped. Namely, my jungler Elise and my mid laner Katarina are the ones to applaud for winning this game. Oops, spoilers, but anyway, I'm just here for show. Like that barrier. Every person on the enemy team explodes me, but I choose to see it as better me than the Elise with a 1k shutdown. Besides, I deserve it for doing dumb stuff like this. To jump to the good part, I learned from my tentacle mistakes and avenged the Elise death with 2 kills of my own. Our team is super ahead and the momentum has us pushing the enemy nexus, not before taking Dragon's Hole, dying yet again to this fucking Nico, and watching Katarina erase the enemy team at Baron. And get her polenta. Moving in the jungle on Nocturne. I'll keep it straight again. I don't know how to play this champion, and the enemy team comp did not facilitate learning on the go. I pull off one successful gank on the enemy overextended bot lane, then proceed to overextend myself and die to the pro Heimerdinger. No lane is easily gankable, and the Heimer has a 50 CS lead, which is partly my fault for being unable to gank him. By 20 minutes, we're losing the mid inhibitor. I try a desperation steal on the Atakan and miss by 17 HP. We surrender soon after, as they're taking our nexus. Top lane Ice Queen Lissandra. Me and Yasuo tussle and trade. I play safe and support my Briar whenever I can, then get some help to push the Yasuo behind and catch up. Nocturne gets a little debated and slowed enough for the Briar to chase him for the kill, whilst me and Azir finish up the Rift Herald and get feats. Myself and Bard commit for a pick on the enemy Lux but get collapsed in turn. Our team uses the space created to secure Atakan. Nocturne thinks he can take me on, but little does he know it's a bait. He gives up, we secure the Dragon Soul, and handedly win the ensuing fight. Ironically, I score a kill on the freshly respawned Nocturne. We then take the Baron, push, and end the game. Sylas in the jungle again, another pick that I've grown fond of. We catch and poke down the Briar level 1, before reading her and having her fall for first blood. Then a bunch of other summoners are burned and things happen. Quinn gets ganked, but I am en route for a double kill. Akali does invade for the trade, but so does the Zed. Then it's time for my usual hop the wall and sneak dragon. Couple of ganks and traded kills later, I'm back on dragon as Corki and Akali go at it. Once resolved, I take dragon and gank the Caitlyn again. We camp for the Kate, find the Briar instead, and that leads to a Caitlyn mental boom. Needless to say, this game is ultimately a win. Karma support, shout out Thunder Charlie. I walk around as I bait a bit, which leads the enemy Pantheon into my team for an easy first blood. Hey, is it weird that I dedicate time for those level 1 shenanigans every game? Anyhow, we take the first dragon, get caught in a bad skirmish in the mid lane where jungler and mid die, but surprisingly manage to scrap out the second dragon as well with everybody alive and well. The Lulu is fed and enabling the Vayne, with the enemy Senna top somehow stomping our Volibear. That sort of says it all about this game. Somehow we get the next dragon after a messy fighting on both sides. One Atakan later, we greedily start the fourth dragon whilst Lee has no smite. Amumu flashes in and stuns all of us. Losing the desperate Baron fight is the final nail in the coffin. Renekton in the mid lane actually, so I grief level 1, then again a few levels later on the roam with my jungler. Honestly well played by the Zing. Thankfully Warwick comes a bit later and we take down the Yasuo. He also makes a mistake a bit later which cost him dearly, and we discover that our Karma is the classic League player. Several bad plays later we get the Rift Herald and the freebie on the overextended Yasuo, then pick really dumb fights in mid. I don't know how anybody's entitled to say I do X better when this incompetent. We do get a nifty pick at Dragon, which gives us the objective, but we're losing base to Kayle. A bit later the rest of the team loses 2v3, mostly due to the classic League player Karma just not participating. That means Baron, and soon enough, the defeat. Again mid lane, this time on Orianna. Turns out the Exhaust Summoner was just the right spell to have, as it's allowing me to bully the Zed early, despite some misplays in my micro. Besides, I can just ball and speed my werewolf and he'll smell you down. The team is doing very well, especially the Warwick, and that not only gives us space for the objectives, but confidence. At the enemy funnels to contest Dragon, we hit this massive wombo combo that deletes both adversaries and the objective. If the skills weren't in our favor, they are now. Soon we take Baron and play for exit frags on the enemy. Given we score a 4-4-1, we go down mid and end the game. Once more mid lane, on Ahri this time. It was rough just because rust on the champion, and I want to say it's because of the Lee Sin support, but I cannot miss easy kills like this. Look away from the bot lane. Not worth it. Look away from me. Ew, what was that? We do get one decent fight after losing one of many objectives, but it's not enough to make up for the gap in team, especially in mid lane. I sucked hard at this game, dude. I weirdly feel like this game was doomed from the start. So we move on. Yet another AP Twitch game. Steady lane phase, get item, work from there. Wait, wrong clip. Rat IRL taught me that the secret is to become the rat, not only play the rat. Sadly, that pisses off some people, but that's part of the rat life. The Rengar was a very good, very toxic player whom had huge beef with the Nautilus, mostly because the support didn't get on his knees for Puppy. Honestly, props to Nautilus for keeping cool. I know I wouldn't have. Me, I'm on my usual rat business, which involves doing sketchy shit, then running the fuck away. Works every time. But Rengar's impact is undeniable, as it allows us the rare double objective. We just need one more fight for a clean ace to summon the surrender vote. It's nice to be filled in my own role. I am not a great Samira though. A sleeping Nocturne definitely gives me a boost, and the fact that we win the super close fight cleanly gives me even more confidence. I ended up getting super fed early this game, but I should have known that my grandpa reflexes would betray me and gift them away back into the game. It became apparent that my W usage was key for this matchup, so for as long as I executed well, would be in business. Sadly, I discovered the hard way how strong Darius is, but I play Garen picked off perfectly and lead us to winning the fight and getting a Baron. Sadly, once more, we lose the second Baron after repeated positional mistakes, and, having done nothing with our buff, we succumb to the fully skilled enemy team. I am great at Jhin though, but spoiler, Milio is the star of this show. We get cheesed in Tribrush, but the cheese ends up backfiring big time with our Evelynn coming down to help and getting both kills. Ezreal sort of loses it for some reason, and with Evelynn en route to bot lane, this should be 2 easy kills for us. Hell, let's run it back! A bit of a slow start, but I'm ramping up hard and it's all thanks to Eve and Milio. Hell, everyone except the Irelia is contributing. Using the toxic inter as mostly bait, we crack the enemy base and make a case for winning the game. Milio does some nasty saves, keeping me alive and safe, and I do my best to repay him. Just look at this filthy interrupt. And he does it twice! We do get the Baron and decide to stop messing around. For the final game we have AP Kog'Maw bot lane, which was received with extreme critique from my team this game. The strategy is simple: farm and scale, and get free kills. Is this a pick that old that people don't know what it does? Have I reached Unk status? Maybe it's the Zoomer ADD brain that needs to have something to do and cannot be patient for 5 minutes. Or maybe I am an Unk playing a pick from 10 years ago. At least, I get the shot down. Well, as I spent time to scale and get my items, the enemy does Baron. Thankfully, I have wave clear for days, and once I get Rylai's, the pick starts coming to fruition. After 30 plus minutes, I'm fully online. If I hit, you're not running away. A clean 4 for nothing turns into Baron and a huge swing for us. I will now ruin yours and my own fun by confessing that during the decisive Baron fight, we Giga int it, lose the Baron, then lose Dragon Soul, and 40 plus minutes in, we lose the game. Now we need a special recap for a special episode. So we're going digital. We wrapped this marathon with a record of 16 wins and 14 losses, bringing our overall record to a whopping 61 wins and 47 losses. That's incredibly still a 56% win rate. In terms of champions, we'll rapid fire them. Ashe, Vayne, Brand, Akshan, Garen, Vi, Ezreal, Alistar, Nocturne, Karma, Renekton, Ahri, Samira, and Kog'Maw. Now, where do you think we are in terms of rank? If you didn't answer in the same goddamn place, you'd be absolutely fucking wrong. Yes, we are still in Gold 1. That said, I'll reassess this whole break thing after the next video. Till then, good game, well played.